The Proposal, A New Arrival, Dao Buddha, by Medusa DB Loveheart, Part 7. To see all the wonders of universe and to find alien life forms and spirit and soul shards from former civilizations and probably existing ones as well and learn their mentalities and forms of existence can be quite ordinary. When I was in Holland, I had my revelation one night in a tiny forest, if you can even call it that. I was out walking among the trees and enjoying the nature when it finally revealed itself leaning against a tree. An alien life form, just standing there looking at me, appeared from nowhere. We were looking at each other for minutes and just stood there in silence, looking and smiling with a warm feeling of affinity and equality. We were both just an equal part of universe, and that was all there was to it. It wasn't materialized and yet so real in its flesh and its presence so clear. It was an awesome experience and a moment I never forget. There are others that also travel in universe through metaverse here, and they have probably some really interesting stories to tell. We are many people today all over the world that has a practice in metaverse in one way or another, and we should all be proud of it. Even though there aren't many warlocks today, we are special in that sense. We have an open mind to receive and execute behaviors in metaverse. It might be a small group of people, but we exist all over the world. Today there is a minority group of people that are so-called transpersonality. It consists of transvestites, transsexuals, she-males, intergender people, and so on. We are all very brave-hearted standing up for our diverse nature, especially transsexuals and she-males. They not only define themselves as opposites in themselves, but go through transformation of their body completely. It takes lots of guts to do that. We are a group of people that recognize the opposite sex within us more strongly than just a side of us. There is nothing wrong to transform your entity into the opposite sex, or the mixed she-males are. It's your entity and your life, and as long as you don't hurt others, it's yours to do as you please with. It's not your fault you were born the wrong sex. Just remember to treat your entity with respect and maintain it well with your new body. It's your ship to navigate, and your soul and spirit will always remain, so be respectful towards the entity you're piloting. You can modify your entity any way you want, with piercings, tattoos, sex change, and any other body-changing formulas you like. It's an entity in shape of a human being. Just respect its limits. To be born in the wrong sex and to come through with a complete sex change is a long journey and takes a strong mentality to go through. My journey was long and tidy, and I'm only intergender in motion. I have gone through being only bisexual and heterosexual, then bisexual again, and then homosexual, then bisexual again. Then I was on my way to become a she-male, but on that journey, I came to the conclusion and revelation that I'm intergender in motion, both man and woman in one and the same entity, shifting between them in all kinds of direction. I have come out of the closet many times, and it's been okay every time I have done it, fortunately. It's been a long road of exploring my sexualism and a great experience to achieve myself. I'm only sexual today in my taste, but you recognize it as bisexual. To define yourself isn't always easy. It took me over 30 years to find myself, but I'm happy I did it one step at a time, 'cause now I know who I am, and I stand for it as well. I come from one of the smallest minorities there is today, and I don't mind that a single bit. It's quite nice to have found myself in the extent I have succeeded to, and very satisfying for me. Medley, we are standing before the humble opportunity to provide not only ourself but our Mother Nature as well, and I call her Mother Nature because no matter how rich or poor you are, no matter how long or short you are, no matter what your sexual skills are, no matter what your deeds and dark deeds have been, no matter skin colors or ethnical backgrounds, no matter what handicaps or defects we have, we are all children of Mother Nature, and we are all equally equipped with heart and brain. That's just one of the perks the animal human being has. We are about to provide Mother Nature with a second core, and that core is us humans, united working for this opportunity of life. This planet caretakers and directors. We will be this planet protectors and defender. This planet opportunity to carry its life further into space. That is a big step for human mankind to take, and we are going to do it sooner or later. No matter when it's done, the same dependencies are needed to be taken in consideration, and the same achievements needs to be done. We better get this ball rolling before we reach a point of no return when it comes to the end of life on this planet. That point might be closer than we wish for today, and shouldn't be taken lightly by the younger generations. We have so far witnessed the relative reality we live in contains lies and misunderstandings. I have revealed some of the taboos that has crippled us for a very long time. There has been a lot of talk about sex, and that's to put an end to its taboos and misunderstandings. We have looked upon our past as well as our future to come. We have looked upon religions and isms to see where they are and what their purpose has been, what they have done throughout our evolution. There has been a discussion about drugs to make you see that taboo once again have had you under a spell of misunderstanding. We have explored metaverse and its concepts. We have looked upon life and its evolution here on Earth, as well as its coming to be. You have followed me in my life progress and what it's been like to path a warlock path. We have even looked at the phenomena prostitution and what it is about. I have slowly opened up your eyes, and there is still more to come. We have to put aside our differences and see that our diversity is how Mother Nature created us and is the natural state of being for human mankind. We have to be able to come together and see the equality in life's own diversity and its rich flora of species here on Earth. We have to be able to see the truth about the human being as a species and break down the preconceived thoughts about each other. To be able to see the truth behind the human being as it is. It's time to wake up and see the truth as it is. For us to put an end to all the foolish lies we live in. To make our reality healthy and manageable in the directions we would like it to be. To embrace our diversity with sanity and love. To let today become the past and history making way for tomorrow. It's time for humanity to learn how to say we are for real. Dao Buddhism, a new garden of Buddhism, exists nature, student of, mutual relational thinking, eroticy, love, nothing and everything, exist in nature, the force and evolution. Dao Buddhism is a new garden of Buddhism with its own unique philosophy. Dao Buddhism is a transparent layer covering all religions and isms as well as science, with itself as base plate. Dao Buddhism is the way of the force, evolution, diversity, nothing and everything and relational thinking, with exist and nature as the foundation. Dao Buddha is Medusa Loveheart, me, myself, and I in other words. A Dao Buddhist monk that happens to be the achiever of Dao Buddha with all my reincarnations and founder of Dao Buddhism. Dao Buddhism is in a way a blend of Taoism and Buddhism in a modern world way of lifestyle, and yet completely unique in its existence. Anyone can become admitted follower to Dao Buddhism no matter origin or location. It's a way of life in mutual respect for its surrounding. It's a philosophy and a mentality. It's a way to see the truth as it is and not as you think it is. Dao Buddhism is a lifestyle that doesn't interfere with your everyday life, depending on how you reflect over it. It's a strong mentality to stand up for and takes the gut to think outside the box. You can choose to be only admitted to it and follow its beliefs in your everyday life, or become a Dao Buddhist monk that has it as a lifestyle where metaverse pathing and practices are out of common nature. The Dao Buddhist yin and yang in a philosophical point of view. Nothing is everything, everything is only a part of / from nothing, therefore, everything is relative, in time, movement, space. XO. It is just another direction, exist nature, our source and reason, our life and death. We are because of exist. Nature is a natural outcome of exist. We are all children of Mother Earth. Exist is the source of all life and its content. We are all an equal opportunity in the versa of exist. Exist is the highest form of existence, as well as non-existence, and atom is the smallest building block of it. No matter how many times you divide it, atom is still the smallest building block of both universe and metaverse. It's more out of a mitosis nature that it occurs. Atom is a Dao Buddhist expression for the smallest building block in both versa, and not the scientifically version of atomically particle here. Exist contains metaverse that contains the force that is among us everywhere and nowhere. The domain of death resides within metaverse, and spirit shards and souls are all existing in harmony there. Exist is not a god, but it is ancient, and nothing is everything. Everything is just a part of nothing. Exist has been for an eternity and will always be. Everything else will decay in time, movement, and space. The only thing constant is exist, change, and relativity. Exist holds truths about existence and life in metaverse as well as in universe. Exist is the guide through dark and light. Exist contains the secrets from all over universe and metaverse. Exist is not mysterious but a definition of eternity and the ultimate truth. Atom is a perfect navigation tool for exist metaverse. Exist is the source of everything and is to be journeyed with humble enlightenment. You seek out answer in its ancient, since its being is eternity into infinity. You don't pray to exist but with it, since it's not a god or a thing. I have met a manifestation of exist in metaverse only to complete my commitment as the last warlock. Respect exist at all time. Nature as natural outcome is the reason we are here as well. We wouldn't exist without our nature. Nature is the keeper of exist's natural outcomes, such as domain of death in metaverse. Nature in all its glory, no matter shape and form. Sky bodies and strange space phenomena, till its more up-close phenomena here on Earth with its earthquakes and hurricanes, just to mention a few. The force flows strongly in nature and is a natural part of life itself. Our nature is our foundation for all life upon it. We must always respect our nature. Nature and exist are each other's yin and yang. They grow and change in relation to each other, just like universe and metaverse is. Evolution of nature is the greatest change we live with and should always respect it in all directions. The cycle of life is just a part of the cycle of death and contains as much life in both directions. Death is just life's way to move on in another direction. All nature passes on to another form in universe and is a part of nature's own natural progress. Nature is full of spirits and souls in both trees and flowers. They are out of a bit different nature than ours, but are still there. Harmonizing with nature today can be both scary and beautiful depending on where you do it. To communicate with the ancient from a tree doesn't always make sense, but is a quite amazing experience. Nature's evolution is something we need to respect and nurture. We never know what evolution holds for us in the future. Nature is diverse and grand by its own nature. Don't go against its diverse flora of existence. Respect nature at all time. The force, the natural outcome of exist and nature in energies from within metaverse and universe combined together. The force is all around us in all direction and is something that's hard to participate in actively. We all are surrounded by it, and it flows through us at all time. Energies of dark and light in all directions affects us all on daily basis. Relations are everywhere and nowhere and are always an area of exploration. To harmonize with these energies, you need to invest time in your faith as well as in your true soul searching. Meditating is strongly recommended for you in order to stay in touch with the force. The calibrational lifestyle is a must for participators in the force for more advanced schools in the way of the force. Interfering with energies should be dealt with in a healthy manner and harmony. Projecting positive energies is a healthy manner and should be practiced as often as you allow yourself to. To be a participator in the force, it dedicates time and determination. It's a way of life and not something to be taken lightly. Followers of the force will grow slowly over the years. True faith. Faith is the tool of the force that guides us and navigates the force while exploring its energies. Faith is within metaverse and it's a negative skill raising from our soul and spirit, brain, and heart. Everyone has faith within themselves. True faith is the purest form of faith and is an achievement done with the help of true soul-searching and meditation. Prayers and blessings are done with faith and can be done in all directions. It's beautiful to pray for the sake of the family or friends, sending positive energies in their direction. So is blessings done to one and each other. The tools of faith are many and are best practiced in harmony with yourself and your surroundings. Meditation gives you the opportunity to path in metaverse and see for yourself how advanced faith is and can be. Faith is a force energy and a perfect directional energy to navigate in the force. Faith is the combined energies from heart and mind, soul and spirit. To seek out what you believe in is something you shouldn't be afraid of investing time into. It's beautiful and defines who you are in more than one direction. Faith doesn't belong to a religion or an ism. It's a part of our very own nature, and everyone is participating in it more or less. Faith is a force of nature as a natural outcome of the human being. It's a force and should be dealt with a healthy manner. To participate in faith requires training, and the skill raises slowly for you. Meditating over Atom helps you to break down truths and understandings into their smallest building stones and aids you in your faith to get more focused and relaxed in your pathing of faith. Faith is deeply rooted in your soul and spirit and should always be treated with respect. Today people tend to be seemingly out of faith, but it's always there. Faith grows stronger when it's utilized, and is an evolving matter that should be dealt with in delicate manner. Don't underestimate the faith, especially when it's within the force. Atom is the smallest building block in both verses, in other words, both universe and metaverse. It's what you reach when tearing apart or dividing something many times enough, so there is nothing left. The only thing remaining is atom. In order to reach atom, you need to break down realities so that you can see each building block alone, and that helps you reveal truths about our nature and your life in more than one direction. Atom is so tiny you can't see it with your own eye. It's invisible and in constant movement. Atom can be visualized in metaverse and a helpful tool to utilize when meditating. Atom is a very abstract tool and usually helps you clear your mind from thoughts while meditating. Atom is an advanced tool as well and can be used as a seed for a mentality, planted and grown in metaverse. You can utilize atom as a dissector utility when defining in philosophy as well. Poetry onmo justice, the art of true soul searching. To be able to journey in yourself, to be able to sort out your subconscious, and to see the truth about your life in all directions. To sort out good and bad deeds without taking a stand in rightfulness, meaning that you stand for your deeds no matter if they at the moment was justified or not. To be able to ransack your soul and spirit without any standing points in any direction in order to see the naked truth exactly the way it is. To put your soul and spirit before the eye of exist and nature, and see yourself as the animal human being as you are. You walk your entire life and seek out all the deeds you have done without justifying them in any direction, just to see the naked truth about yourself and who you truly are as a person. It's painful and tidy to go through the process of true soul searching. It's painful because you see truths about yourself that hasn't been a problem for you earlier. Because you see the reality in your own flaws and weaknesses and what damage they caused your surroundings. Things in your everyday life behavioral pattern that you might have not reflected upon till this point. You see the harm you inflicted by just being yourself without even reflecting over it. You see the bad sides in a completely new dimension, and that's painful since you're more vulnerable when pathing true soul searching. Even the smallest thing becomes an obstacle with bigger proportion. Feelings like pride becomes a blur of what's been correct and nice towards your surrounding or not. It takes time to path the true soul searching for real. Since you twist and turn your entire life in all direction in order to find out what kind of person you are and what the truth about your life is. You will find out what your downsides are and how they affect you in everyday life. You will get to see you in a new perspective as third person and in a healthy way that is. You learn about yourself by learning about your life in an exceptional way of understanding yourself as well as your soul and spirit. By defining yourself, you will see your soul and spirit in a new ray of light. Your soul is your base in who you are and is limitless in all directions. Your soul is beautiful no matter how ugly it has been to reach the point for you to actually see it. You should be proud of your soul at all times since it's the base for who you are and who you will become. To soul search is beautiful once you reach that point and is something that should be done in harmony and peaceful surrounding environment. The depth of a human soul is infinity and a journey of its own kind. Meditating while soul searching is to prefer when it helps you relax and become more focused on your journey. Soul searching should be done at least once every 10th year or so. You probably haven't done it yet, so the first time will be tidy, and it will take a while to accomplish. It will be both pleasant and unpleasant journey to do the first time you do it. It's about revealing your entire life and all its dark corners and knots that has been lying around there in your subconscious. It's totally worth it. It's harsh and cruel the truth as it is in your lifetime, but you grow tremendously while pathing it and become much more aware about who you are and why you make decisions as you do. It's a cleansing process of your soul and spirit that takes devotion to accomplish. It could take a couple of weeks to accomplish it the first time you do it, so don't think you can do it in a day or two. Don't worry about that. It's not a contest, but something beautiful to accomplish, an investment in yourself that is priceless. Meditation is done constantly in different forms. You meditate when doing true soul searching, when practicing the force and to raise your awareness. You meditate in order to journey in your inner soul and spirit to see the truths in yourself. You meditate to even out your senses and to empty yourself. You meditate to in touch with your inner energies and to harmonize with universe. It's important to meditate for you to achieve enlightenment and to be able to reach total awareness. Total awareness is a state of being when you have reached total completeness with your senses, soul, and spirit. When your desires stop directing outwards and remains as an engine for harmony within yourself as complete being. When you are truly one with yourself in harmony and worldly matters no longer are. Meditation is today a universal tool practiced all over the world with or without an ism to follow. You can practice your favorite method of meditation, whether it's from other schools of Buddhism or standalone versions of meditation. The use of mantras is very efficient for reaching a clear state of being, emptying yourself of thoughts till you reach a state of just being. The position while meditating is flexible. You don't need to sit with crossed legs on the floor. Sitting in a chair or on the bed with a pillow behind your back leaning against the wall works just as fine. It's your body, and you need to find a position that works well with your anatomy. Even lying down works for meditation. Find your own way to meditate where you can reach into yourself in harmony without discomfort. You can sit on your knees with a pillow beneath if you prefer that. Tai Chi is another great way to meditate, and it's done in movement. With meditation, you clear your mind of thoughts and empty yourself on emotions till you reach a state of blank being with only the inner energies moving within you. You can then choose to plant a seed of harmony and surf that emotion while meditating. Or you can journey the ancient of exist in search of wisdom and enlightenment. You can start your meditation with a little prayer, for example. I hereby devote myself to exists ancient for wisdom and enlightenment in my meditation of harmony. By doing that, you give yourself a good start to the meditation and a clearer structure of the meditation. The prayer should frame the purpose of meditation and direct you onto the right path. So, if you are in the progress of true soul searching, you frame the meditation with a prayer that's directed towards that topic, and can look like this. I hereby devote myself to true soul searching in the eye of exist and nature. Poetry Onmo justice. May justice be done on my soul and spirit. It's more powerful than you might think. Don't underestimate the power of prayers. Meditation is done for you in order to raise the ability of inner vision and to harmonize with all the different life energies mostly. To meditate over true soul searching isn't done that frequently and is a noisy style of meditation. It's also a tool for you to make journeys in metaverse when exploring elements and dimensions. When in meditative state, you can easily send positive energies of harmony and inner balance to others. However, it's a main tool to reach inner enlightenment and is a much easier practice once true soul searching has been done. To find yourself is a difficult journey and a great investment in yourself. You should meditate frequently, a couple of times per week. Take your time to meditate. Don't wait for it to be possible. Make it a part of your working week. You can meditate for 5 to 60 minutes a time. You can meditate even longer. Just find rhythm where you have a chance to integrate it into your everyday life. Join a Tai Chi or Qigong movement and do it twice a week that way. You can always take time to do it. Even if you have to wait till before you go to sleep, there is always a moment where you can set of time for meditation. It doesn't have to be every day, but a couple of times a week is good enough for you. For the Dao Buddhist monk, it should be a routine and a natural part of your lifestyle. Metaverse is the negative to universe. Metaverse is always in motion in one way or another. Metaverse contains not just energies from all over universe, but also throughout time. Metaverse is the picture of completeness that contains astral planes and domains, as well as lanes, in the so-called virtual lane of intercommunication. Astral planes contain natures, elements, dimensions, and metascapes presenting schools of all kinds of wisdom and metaskills. The domain of death is an important part of both versa, in other words, both metaverse and universe. The circle of death withholds the soul and spirit shards from past life throughout time. Depending on your choices and events in life, your shard will exist or dissolve when your life passes on. Your shard's energies gets redistributed into nature when dissolved, depending on how you have lived your life. Your soul and spirit always leave a footprint in domain of death, no matter if it dissolves or not. When a shard is finally done journeying, it dissolves and become one with exists ancient. You never really truly die. Your life force continue to exist in one form or another even when you become a part of exist ancient. Metaverse existed long before life on this planet did. Long before the Big Bang that resulted in our galaxy among other sky bodies. Just like universe, metaverse is continuously growing and stores energies in all life forms and nature universe has provided. It's in metaverse you get connected with the force. You harmonize with all its energies in all possible directions. There are many tools to use when in contact with metaverse. Faith is the foundation of it and used by many people today. To explore metaverse, you need patience and harmony. When using prayers, you can choose to send positive energies to other people or to bless yourself with harmonic energies. Meditation is a more powerful way to send harmonic energies and helps you focus while practicing it. Exploring metaverse is easiest done while meditating. The rich flora of different astral planes and lanes, domains, dimensions, and element are a beautiful experience and gives you inner harmony. Don't be afraid of the domain of death. It contains shards from spirits and souls from our past and is a very peaceful place to explore and a very important part for people who are working with reincarnations and incarnations. Don't forget the element of love. Love is in both metaverse and universe, a force of nature and with the heart as its director. To explore love is an opportunity that many should be proud of to have the chance to do. Love is a force of nature that flows in all directions. Its energies are mysterious and shouldn't be taken lightly. The element of love flows through all dimensions, planes, lanes, and domains. Even in the domain of death, the element of love flows gently. The element of love is part of the force as well, and a very important part it is. Hate is not an element but an equally important part in the yin and yang of the element of love. Love is truly blind in the sense that love doesn't make a difference in entities when it comes to its own force of nature. Love is a force of nature and not a personal director. Metaverse contains all kinds of forces of exist and nature in all kinds of directions, and all of them should be respected and treated in a delicate manner. The flavors of participants vary in wide range from healing to Wiccan magic and everything in between there as well. Both religions and other isms are very active within metaverse with different approaches. As a Dao Buddhist, you explore all schools and interpret them as advanced schools of life and whom we are. You can study any religion or ism with the foundation of Dao Buddhism as its base plate. Metaverse contains so much more than what has been explored by all the schools there already is, so it's a necessity to approach it with all kinds of skills from both religions and isms. To path in metaverse is an experience overwhelming and exciting that can be done during your entire lifetime. Your pathing will be covered with lots of mysterious and clouded puzzles and labyrinths, exploring new dimensions and astral planes with magnificent metascapes. Diversity is our greatest strength and will always be that. We should be proud of our unique personalities and our diverse flora of personal personalities. We are all unique in our soul and spirit, and that's just the way we are created. Nature makes us diverse by default. We are born in different colors, and we have different tastes just as we are without even trying. There will always be people that prefer same-gender sex because it's how we are made out to be, and there is nothing strange about it. We are over 7 billion people today. What do you expect? We shouldn't be afraid of our diversity, but learn to embrace it with respect and humbleness. It doesn't matter what color of your skin is. We are all equally equipped with heart and brain no matter where you come from. We should be proud of that our planet is so diverse as it is with the human species. Diversity equals opportunities and should always be amended thereafter. All life is diverse. That's just how nature is in its natural state of being. There is no reason going against nature. We need diversity in nature as well as in personalities. The richer nature is in its flora of life, the healthier our world will remain. The richer we are in diversity, the more stimuli we get, and that's healthy for our species. We see deserts growing because of lack of diversity in our nature's ecosystem. If we don't care soon enough, this planet will have lost its grandness and diversity, and that's very unhealthy for all animal life upon this planet. We need a rich flora of life for future science to come as well as for future life to be brought further. We must learn to respect this planet and its ecosystem in order for us to be able to harmonize in future political maps of this planet. We can't just expect that nature will fix itself all the time as we are now. Nature needs respect in order to last as beautiful as it is today. We have already lost a great deal of nature, and we continue to do so as long as we don't care enough. We need to learn to respect the planet we live upon for real. Calibrational lifestyle, the way of the senses. When you aim for the calibrational lifestyle, you amend all your senses, and everything you do is training. You train your senses in all directions, and try to adjust yourself for them to be in equal harmony with each other. The eyes are dominant of your senses, and the training is something you will have to do your entire life since the nature of humans depends heavily on the eye. Teas and spices are great training for the tongue since they contain all kinds of flavors and directions. Drink the tea with no sweetener or milk in it since it colors its original flavor. Listening to music with more than one track at a time is a way to train the ear, but walking in nature listening to nature's melody of all life is also a very good training. Your nose you train with foods and drinks by paying attention to wildlife and its different flavors of scents. Everything you do truly is training and should be considered as that. You meditate to keep harmony with your senses and to raise your awareness with them. When you meditate, you clear your mind of all thoughts and reach a state of just being. Meditate in a surrounding with harmony. You can either have it quiet or put some smoothing music on low in the background to help you relax and reach the perfect state of mind where you have cleared out your thoughts and just be in a meditative state of harmony with your surroundings. Get comfortable when meditating. You can sit on your knees with a pillow underneath your kneecaps so it's comfortable for you. You can use any position you feel like as long as it makes you comfortable in your harmony. Meditation is done with closed eyes or half closed. You can use mantras to aid your focus in clearing your mind. There is meditative music to get from stores that helps you come to pure mind and relaxation in your body. Tai Chi helps you to connect your body and mind in a harmonic way and is very useful for calibrational lifestyle. The way of the jellyfish is my own Tai Chi and is about to let your body go with the flow in a limbless manner. You simply imitate the motion of jellyfish with your entire body and let it flow through you. You do it to meditative music and let the music guide your body in any direction. It's a very free form of Tai Chi, and it's about learning your body's functions in all direction. Other Tai Chi forms work just as fine and can be practiced all over the world today. It's important to let the body and mind to coexist and to connect in harmony. To let your senses guide your body instead of the other way around. In the art of reaching total awareness, it takes dedication and good amount of time invested into it. It's something you aim for throughout life, and it's not a final state of being, but rather an achievement by keeping it as a constant school in life. Your awareness is total when your mind and heart, spirit and soul together is as one without limitations of the world today. In a harmony of universal understanding and totally free from preconceived understandings. When your entity becomes the mothership of your life and your soul and spirit with mind and heart is its pilot. Calibrational lifestyle is about your senses and you in relation to your surroundings, about your inner energies in harmony with your interior as well as exterior. To be in harmony with yourself as well as your surroundings. Relations are everywhere, and you harmonize with them in your everyday life. When in calibrational lifestyle, you don't only reflect upon these relations but fully live with them in harmony and explore them with all your senses. Reincarnations and incarnations, the rebirth of souls and spirits, and what happens in life after death. Upon death, the soul is being freed, as well as the spirit, into the domain of death. There the energies will either dissolve and be redistributed or remain depending on the choices in life you made. The rebirth of souls and spirits occurs all the time when it comes to the ones that remain intact. The dissolved shards go back into Mother Nature. Some shards chose to remain and watch over close ones. Others to be, in order for future events to happen such as reincarnations or incarnations. All souls and spirits are fresh as newborn and grows in same pace as life does. To be reborn you need to achieve it in life, and is done by reaching total awareness within yourself. To be reborn is then a choice of your own, and not something that happens by automatic. When being redistributed, your energies are healed and sorted out for new compilations of souls and spirits. Shards can continue pathing and become astral beings as an achievement. The soul and spirit are endless and can contain both reincarnations as well as incarnations. To achieve reincarnations and incarnations, you must path the specific path of reincarnation or incarnation. Then you must reach a mutual agreement with it and do it one step at a time. The art of reincarnation and incarnation has nothing to do with split personality where the entity is unaware about its condition up till some point. Reincarnations are aware and done in mutual agreement of coexistence as a new core of your soul. You can achieve them in domain of death as well as from other astral beings in their own element or astral plane. It takes time to achieve them and a whole lot of devotion. They are also naturally reborn into an entity. Shards evolve through time, and the more ancient they are, the harder they are to achieve. You don't become a reincarnated shard. You harmonize with them in mutual respect and understanding. It becomes a part of your soul and spirit in a mutual agreement. It's a path of progress with your own inner harmonies and energies. A demon tree takes time to complete and requires lots of respect for the unknown and bizarre. Inner demons are what you make them to and are a result of the subconscious and unknown for you, and not the same as a reincarnated demon. Metaverse demons are advanced ancient beings that has evolved for a very long time. To reincarnate a demon, you have to be prepared to do some heavy true soul searching. To harness a demon is something completely different and usually result in very bad harmonies. Trap demons are not a pleasant sight since they are ripped from their natural element and no longer contains its natural surroundings. Demons often bother themselves with ancient wisdom and ponder about existential questions. Demons and oriental dragons are much alike, only different type of forces. Demons are very proud metaversical creatures because they represent the complete yin and yang of the element, astral plane, dimension or domain they come from and know it inside out, inch by inch in all directions in orbish. They are very humble when treated with respect in their own element, and they require respect for their unique skills and knowledge. A demon ripped out of its context easily becomes chaotic and is best met by bringing it back to its right element. To explore demons, you must be gentle and bear an open mind. Demons shows you the truth in all directions, even the uncomfortable ones, simply the truth as it is. They reveal the entire yin and yang with all flaws and benefits with no judgment in any direction, just the simple truth as it is. Sutra, follow your heart as long as it makes sense. Your heart guides you more than you think. Your heart is your director of love and harmony in life, and you should respect it at all times. As long as you don't harm or damage your surrounding or others, your heart knows what's best for your well-being. It's sometimes scary to listen to the heart because your heart and mind doesn't always speak the same language. Don't be afraid of listening to your heart and let your mind adjust to the heart for a change. You will be surprised of what you can learn about yourself when you listen to your heart. Heartily matters gives you quality in your life and great memories as well. One step at a time. Take it easy in life. You got an entire lifetime to accomplish all the goals you have, and there is no rush in completing them as soon as possible. Life isn't a contest but a time of existence to experience for quite a while. If you rush life and just do it, you will forget to live it and enjoy the small moments. Life is to be lived and feelings are to be felt. It's better to take one step at a time and see what direction the next step needs to be taken in rather than to rush it and need to redo whatever the task was you intended to do. Life lasts for a long time and is meant to be lived, not just done. Build your life on a solid foundation step by step rather than to rush into things without closure. We are all equally diverse human beings. Mother Nature has equipped us all equally with heart and brain and done us diverse in colors. It doesn't matter where on earth you live. You are as much human no matter what color your skin has. Our cultures are diverse cause that's what nature is like when societies are evolved separated from each other. We are all animals on the very same planet. We are all children of Mother Earth. Our diversity is just nature's natural way of being and is something we should be proud of. Be cool, be you, be smart. Don't be afraid to be yourself. It's much cooler to be yourself and stand up for it than to try to be someone else and fake it. Don't fool yourself in life. Try to see the truth as often as possible. Your life is yours to be lived, so don't let others live it for you. Be smart and choose wisely when it comes to life and its different paths. Life is a long time and should always be considered thereafter. Don't waste your life by quitting. Try to take things as they are and see it as growing with yourself each time you fail in any direction. Don't beat yourself up with failures, but use the experience to understand yourself. You are the one that are in charge over your own self-esteem and no one else but you feel it. Don't let other people tell you what you should do or don't do. Be cool and follow your own heart. Don't let other people tell you who you are. Be you and you're automatic a person with dignity. Don't let other people tell you what you should choose. Be smart and think for yourself. Dare to think outside the box and to see new paths where there has been none to begin with. See the truth as it is. Don't try to modify the truth with half-hearted lies about what is and is not. See the truth in it and try to learn from it rather than to pile up your subconscious with white and gray lies about your own life and its content. People can take the truth more than you think. If they can't, don't lie, just let it be. Dare to think outside the box and to question the reality you grow up in. It's not perfect and never will be either. Live your life. You have one lifetime to spend as you wish. Don't forget to live it, and don't just do it. Live here and now, learn from your past, and be aware about the future. Be smart and invest time in yourself and your self-awareness. Life is a long time, and you shouldn't strive to be older or younger than you are, but respect its natural way of being in motion. Don't live your life through others, and don't let others live their lives through you. Life is a true blessing and should be respected thereafter. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life since there is no template to follow. You have one lifetime to live, so take care of that opportunity. Your life will have different periods of qualities. What you enjoy at the age of 20 might not be the same at age of 30 and so on. The world is full of life experiences, so don't be afraid to explore them. You only have one life. Never forget that. Defense only. The Dao Buddhist has peace and chaos as a yin-yang to confronting problems. We never attack, only defend ourselves and stand up for who we are. War is a failure of communication and should never be a solution. Dao Buddhists may practice any martial art training in order to defend themselves of abuses. Martial training is good for your self-awareness and healthy for your body and mind as well as your soul and spirit. As a Dao Buddhist, you don't seek trouble. You always strive to approach with a humble mind and sees any fellow being as an equally diverse being. However, we aid the weak when possible and look after our own kin. There is nothing wrong with sharing from yourself, but always do it with dignity and humbleness. It's the same when standing up for yourself and your beliefs. Do it heartily from your heart and with mindfulness. Eroticy, the dimension, the art, the element sex. Truth is, sex isn't less important as other things in your life. Truth is, sex isn't more important as other things in your life. Truth is, sex is equally important as other things in your life. Sex isn't only about the orgasm, what positions and skills you have trained in, the physical interaction, the moods of mentalities and the element of lust, mutual achievement and presence, the art of senses and coexistent, feelings experiencing, respect, heart, soul, spirit, mind. Sex is a harmony between all those facts and factors in same time. And great sex is about great coexistence between the entities/s performing this delicate and extraordinary dance, ritual, of eroticy and perfection of balance between minds, hearts, souls, spirits, flesh, lust, desire, physics, senses, presence, feelings. Eroticy is a state of being where all parts keep its promised virtue. You all know what's going to happen and you all build each other up to the points you want and need to be. The sex itself is just an equal part of all the lusts and sensual intercourses with each other, no matter if it's done on two or more people in same time. Eroticy is the dance of erotica where all parts get satisfied during the entire session of eroticy. Eroticy can go on for days if you want it to, and isn't at all about sexual intercourse, but all emotions are equally important, and the physical parts can be easily divided throughout the entire session, and several orgasms are to anticipate during a longer session of eroticy. Food or incenses is perfect for longer sessions of eroticy. No alcohol though. Never use alcohol in eroticy. Eroticy truly is a state of being where you fuel each other with positive sensual and sexual stimuli with your eyes and your words, stimulating both your body's self-esteem as well as sexual self-esteem with both physical contacts as well as eye looks and words, constantly boosting each other's ego to maximize the stimuli of each other during the entire act. But deserve it from each other, don't just give it away, but work for it, both of you, by letting go of your inhibitions. The more all of you free yourself from internal inhibitions, the more you reward each other with boosted egos in all sensual and sexual directions. Demand your participants to free their minds and let go of their inhibitions. Become each other's master and commanders. Don't lock up in single roles. Let each other play fully and freely with roles and taste the sweetness of domination as well as submission. Don't fear any of BDSM's tools to use light to begin with, but not obviously, but as you see come fit. Whips, ropes, anything. But it doesn't have to be a whip, it can be a belt, or your hand, and it doesn't have to be a rope, it can be a bathrobe ribbon or a scarf. Don't fear your inner feelings and emotions. Dive into erotica with excitement and easy thrills both indoors and outdoors. The penetration act will just be a merely part of it, but it will for sure be a part of it. That's what differs. When you find true erotica partners, you will have wonderful times with them. And when it comes to the physically, don't have sex but calibrate each other with your eyes, mouths, hands, and genitals. Explore each other's entities thoroughly and desirable. Don't lick or suck but explore with your mouth, tongue, and use your hands all over the entities, not just the genitals. Use your tongue as an explorer all over the entity, even over and in the as whole. There is no taboos whatsoever in erotica when it's done properly. The entire entity is an endogen zone. Calibrate the entities with your hands, tongue, eyes, genital, and don't fuck it. After the first physical engagement with orgasms as result, you continue to build each other, but calmly to begin with enjoying thoroughly what's just been, and maybe eat some prepared or easy to prepare food or snack. Remain in the state of being in erotica by never stopping being in it simply. It's not all about being super horny, but being edgy in emotions no matter what thrill you're in at the moment. Refer to the erotica act in words and keep boosting each other's egos with sensual and sexual ego boosts. Then you might want to watch some movie, maybe an erotically one, but even normal one, as long as the movie isn't the important part of it, even though you might actually watch a movie. Never be afraid, stop watching and continue the dance of erotica. You can as well just focus on each other and still be in erotica, recharging and enjoying each other's company and tenderness, putting you all in new moods with new thrills and challenges to spin on. This, my friend, is what is called erotica. Sex is part of human nature and a natural instinct. Don't abuse or misuse sex. It has borders just like any other skill set. Be mature about your sexuality and be proud over your capability to nurture it with dignity. Sex is a social skill and should be respected thereafter. Sex is something you can have between good friends as well as partners, or with perfect strangers, as matter of fact as well. Sex is a social skill in many ways. It can be quick and it can be long, all depending on the mood and circumstances. No matter nature of it, it should always be respected as erotica. Erotica explores all sexes, both male and female, no matter your own gender. We are all sexual in the eye of Mother Nature and exist no matter your previous preferences. Sex is a way to bound new relations in new dimensions, to be able to bridge new paths of coexistence. Love is not the same thing as sex here. Erotica invites your senses to explore and coexist with other entities in a very intimate way of lust. Lust is a beautiful feeling to surf on when done with equal-minded entities. Don't ever go against free will and nature. Explore and befriend with your anus in order to enjoy anal orgasms during erotica. Anal pleasure is an important part of everyone's life, both male and female. Everyone deserves a great sex life and great orgasms. The earlier you explore your anus, the richer your adult life will become when it comes to great sex and orgasms. Don't be a stranger to your anus. All humans are sexual in their sexual orientation. That's just how we are created, with the anatomical nerve maps around the anus for both male and females. When we have sexual as default sexual orientation as the normality norm, people will look at each other in a different way already from childhood. People will automatically consider love and sexual interactions between both males and females, no matter your own gender, and not exclude any options as people do in the old world. When going for reproduction, aim for a life mate with whom you can raise the child together with. Try to find a life mate where the relation can evolve together for long enough time, so the kids can grow up with two parents for as long as possible, where love is a natural element and not a proof of ownership. Dimensions and elements. Dimensions. 0. Metaverse. Nothing is everything. 1. Time. 2. Movement, motion, energy. 3. The dot. Genesis. 4. The line. 5. A plane, a surface. 6. A cube, the room. 7. Pulse. 8. Exception. Forces of elements. Metaverse. Love, water, fire, earth, air, space, elementals. Metaverse is both a dimension and an element. Medley. You have now witnessed Dao Buddhism in its simplicity. Dao Buddhism is simply a transparent layer of this universe and this world with all religions and isms and science in it. It considers the world from a point of evolution where all nature is accepted as they are, and not what some template pretends it to be. It accepts the parallel verse of metaverse as a negative to universe and an ordinary fact, even if it's relatively unexplored still. It respects the nature of this planet as vital for all of opportunity of life here on Earth. It considers the human entity sexual in its sexual orientation no matter gender, and sexuality as an admitted social skill. Death is not an end but a passing on for the soul and spirit into new forms of being. Dao Buddhists keeps their true faith closest to their heart, consider diversity to be our greatest strength, amend their free sexual lifestyle and respects love for its true nature. Are master and commanders of their own lives and are aware about the quality of it is their own responsibility. Are proud with dignity and are humble at heart. Sees the truth as it is, both within themselves as well as their surroundings. Stands for the foundation of exist and nature. Keeps Dao Buddhism as a base plate for their own life's values. Nurture its faith and respect the force at all time. So, what's life all about then? Isn't it so that it truly is what we make of it and that it's totally up to ourself what we chose what we do with it? Sure as honey, as I see it there is 3 answers to this so-called meaning of life. One very long which this book is a foundation of to that answer, one short one that can be reduced to 4 words, but is actually a directional variable and goes like this. You can say, life is a flavor, meaning life is flavors of everything and nothing you taste them, and you feel them. Flavors of love and hate. Flavors of success and failure. Flavors of motherhood and fatherhood. Flavors of happiness and sadness. So, life is a flavor, life is flavors is the directional variable and looks like this. Life is a flavor, life is flavors, where the circle is you and life is a flavor, a static and life is flavors, is a floater meaning it moves in any direction. Then there is the really short answer that's only one word. That answer is only provided to other Dao Buddhist monks. To put it Dao Buddhism way, life is yours to be lived and not done, and your feelings are yours to be felt and not ignored, so respect your life and respect your feelings at all times. What is it that we are actually talking about here when it comes to size of change and in perspective to what? We are talking about the fact that we will become one nation with one language, one currency, one law, and one mutual timeline. And we realize that there will be lots of changes all over the world no matter what direction they are. We will always need to make a lot of changes for an event like this to occur. And what is being suggested? Well, that we all together take this opportunity of change and make the best out of it for us all. That we choose to give us the biggest and greatest update of them all, because we all know this event will go to history. Why not go to history with class and style then? Today we have so much knowledge and skills, not to mention technology. We can create real-time simulations with different new financial ecosystem. Let the financial elite, philosophers and professors and universities all over the world compete against each other, country by country, then continent by continent. We have the opportunity to once and for all decide and take control over everything. We can decide that we will be the best ever living species to maintain the opportunity of life. We can decide that we will be the best in creating a valuable and comforting lifestyle. We can decide to have the highest possible ever baseline economy ever. An economy that gives us all great standards and still leaves room for proper achievements. We need to decide that we must have high responsibilities in maintaining the opportunity of life in all its glory. Civil war is out of question since we are all living under the same structure. Our diversity really is our greatest strength. The more species and the more differentiation, the greater our future will be for us all. The more species that get extinct, and the more you try to make people the same, the more grayscale the reality becomes. We need diversity, because we must understand the full depth of our own anatomy and its DNA structure, just like everything else in this opportunity of life. And we are different and unique by nature. That's just the way we are. We are extraordinary because of our curiosity. That's the main skill that brings us forward. We have a planet to take care of, a planet to nurture and build up. We are all animals on the same planet, and we need to shape it up and renew our normality norms, so they fit the animal human being as they truly are. But why would we do this? Isn't that a great sacrifice for doing that? Sure is. Have no illusion that there won't be a sacrifice here. We are looking at one of the biggest sacrifices throughout history. Only this time it won't be a question about sacrifice cows or other animals, not human lives either. This one will be about our very own time, and the letting go of what's been for what's to be. The good news is that this will be the most relative expensive step in history as well. One planet, one nation, one currency, one timeline, one law, and one language. Don't forget that. It will happen sooner or later, and we happen to live in the time era when it's about to happen. No matter when it happens, the very same issues will remain. The new systems need to be developed and investigated truly. The elections will be worldwide. We will all have to learn the new language. We will all have to adjust our currency so that we all have the same. Our economy system needs to be redefined in order for it to work properly. And while we are on those steps, we might as well let all nations' universities cooperate and compete in developing as smart financially system we can get, given the base variable opportunity of life to use as baseline for it. We are all familiar with the concept of TV shows like So You Think You Can Dance and Idol. So, we can easily make those contest seasonal TV shows with mixed entertainment and progress shows, where all the people can call and vote for suggestions, and then when each country has chosen their best solution that they will send to final that will go the year after it's done, all countries presents their solution. Very much like the Eurovision Song Contest. Only this is about our own planet's directions in our lives. In this type of communication, the first season or year, depending on what we all agree upon, we will have created over 195 different solutions of ecosystems of finance, in an opposite to weakest link choice of a primal solution to erase that bit. We chose the more sophisticated way and improves that area if there is a chance that is. We will then during the entire season combine and work out solutions containing the most necessary variables that we expect out of this kind of solution, and we don't quit until we all have contributed with a complete ecosystem for finance, utilizing every university and professor and expertise in relation to the specific ecosystem. Same goes for suggestion and creation of the ecosystem of language. The result is that all of a sudden we will have about 200 choices, and from those 200 suggestions we will be able to choose and rebuild them into 10 superior solutions over the next season/year depending on what reality is like. These 10 superior ecosystems will then be the new base for what is to become our most possible advanced civilization that has ever existed within one single ultimate ecosystem of finance, one ultimate ecosystem of communication, one ultimate, awesome, erotic, wonderful, high-tech existence as protectors and caretakers of life. We better go for that choice of many reasons. One of the other reasons are since the day alien life comes in contact with us, they will for sure be more advanced than us unless we find them first, but even then they still might be more advanced. Tomorrow keeps obstacles, tests, and trials of proportions we cannot imagine today, and none of them we will be able to conquer if we chose not to take this step in evolving our civilization. Those obstacles will require nothing less than our total cooperation in existence at all direction, and nothing else will save us. We are about to become such an advanced civilization by being our own species in a unified world in our part of universe. By accomplishing this, we will create a completely new and fresh foundation for us all, and also lay out the blueprints for total success and control of the opportunity of life. We will create the base from where we will grow in any direction we like. And the good news is that all it will ever cost us is time. We can keep improving our lifestyle for eternity. We will eventually change shape and form of ourself by nature. However, that will take longer time than in a near future. We won't have to kill anyone here. War will eventually fade out and evolutionary progress will grow with science as its brother. We are dealing with the power of peace here. Remember, it's time for us to learn from our past for real. We are going to use same sort of solution as been used many times before by Native Americans, the Indians. Except we don't need to war in between. We are going to learn how to properly negotiate and overcome our fears of accepting our true nature as human beings. No matter how separate opinions they had and no matter how much they hated each other, they could almost always take a break from everything. Sit down and smoke a peace pipe and then talk reason and peace. Reaching agreements where none was able to be reached. The leaders of tomorrow will be represented by both a male and a female since that's how different we are. And 2 people from each continent, 1 female and 1 male representing the continent they come from. They will have worldwide networks as well as great enough organization up close them. We will have different climates in different continents, only now we are united and vaster in both communication and education. We will be able to make sure we can provide food, so it's more than enough for the whole population by actually planning the environment over the whole planet, deciding how much that is a must for us to always have enough food, medicals, education, and a roof over the head. We all need stimulation in form of work. That won't change. Too much dead free time depress people. This way we will all have a word, and since it is for our own evolution, we will all aim in the same direction. To make our life and every day of it as good as possible for all of us, we will probably need to create new networks for that. A super network including all the media with TV, commercials, schools, videos, radio, movies, internet, communities, games, you name it.